So inside the body tag, you define the JavaScript script code. This is the written document right, and then type JavaScript and code this JavaScript sections, and this is the web page body sections, and then one of the example, then we can run it this page, maybe here some you can see what's the effect. So you see the hello world, this is the web page body from the body sections, that's what I mean. So if you change the body sections, hello world from body sections. So refresh it, and there's the browser. So head from body section works. So we discussed how can you put it the JavaScript into the head sections, how can put it the JavaScript from the body sections, and then you have the both side. You can still possible to put it the head sections and body sections. Head sections, you see the head section, I have two functions. I have two functions for here, one function for say hello and say hello to, and there is a difference. I will talk about a little bit later what the global variable and local variables. You see the one of the example, like global variable outside your function and the local variable inside your functions. So just like the initial idea, then I will talk about a little bit later what type of variables we can put it, why it is put it global and locally, depending the use cases of the variable. But you got the idea what I mean. So I define two functions, say hello and say hello to, and one is a local variables call and is a global variable called this one. And so this is the head sections. We define the JavaScript in the head section, and even though you can define the JavaScript in the body sections, that's I mean the combination of both sides. So and then in the body section you call the two functions that's written down here, that say hello and hello to, and then it works automatically. This is the one of the combinations. So head sections, body section, head and body together. This is a combination of your JavaScript placement issues, because that's why I said it is important to understand really clearly why and how we can put the JavaScript code into your HTML page. That's the understanding for this detailed discussion. So you say hello, it works because it's hello world locally, and then the hello world in globally, to call it these two functions is JavaScript. So you see the hello world locally, that's the function is calling from hello, say hello, and then the function is calling from here, let's say hello in globally. That's one important. So now is the most important, that's I already said you, this is the really most important one. This is the professional one, that's I said. So if you have like external JavaScript libraries, like that's we already talking about that one, how can you put the external JavaScript? So you have a workspace, you have own JavaScript libraries, all libraries that you need, that you have, or that you need. You have written down here that is JS extension JavaScript library here, and then integrate this library into your HTML page. That's we are here. So this is our HTML page, the replacement. You see the HTML page, head tag, and the body tag, head tag, and head tag inside the type and JavaScript source packet, and where you located your JavaScript library. So it's inside your customs JS library framework. So inside you see so you have a customs, you have the JS workspace, here there's a customs JavaScript library, and inside the library you have all the libraries that you need, or you develop those libraries for your functionalities. And if you using third parties one, then you put it here. The third party was as a professional way, just get it from here and build the functionalities. For our case, for at the moment, for this screencast, I will show you that I am showing you how can you write down your own JavaScript functions and build and put it in the one specific directory and call from the specific directory and build your HTML pages. That's the intention for this lecture. So you define you put it all the JavaScript library into your custom JS library directory, and then put it all the individuals in the external JavaScript functions, and after that you input, or doesn't matter, input or validation or what doesn't matter what it is they're done. So you have call the functions inside the you see the, so one example in external it has two functions in the in your external JavaScript, and customize it has a say hello, it's alert message hello world, and as add functions it is dividing the two number 1 and 2. It's get the one parameter an integer parameter, doesn't matter which type of, this is normally integer num value data types, so a and b, and it's alerting a plus b function, even though you can do it multiple, or that doesn't matter. You can do multiple, add mul annual d multi, you can say multiplications, and then you can say divide, or all complex functionalities that you need, and then maybe divide, dip, sorry, dip. So you have all the external functions written down. Maybe you need 10, 15 or individuals, and then you have, let's say you have a complex, a little bit more complex JavaScript functions written down. I would like to talk about a little bit later this section of the core. It is really complex. JavaScript functions is all class, and then functions and constructor, all things is there, the JavaScript object programming. So just like give it to initial idea what how complex is getting to get to learn it and get to do it, those functionalities. And let's complete this one first. So we have functions say hello, add functions, multi functions, div functions. It has two input parameter a and b, and a and b and a and b. It says a multiple add and functions, and those functions is written in external JS file, and these the files is calling here the head sections with where is located my directory, and where my JavaScript library JS, as like OpenJS libraries or leaflet JavaScript libraries, Google Map JavaScript libraries, or whatever it is, or jQuery JavaScript library. You need to add here and call the functions that you need, or where you need and what you need. So I have like say hello, and the function that's written down here, say hello, and exactly the hello names, and then I have functions here, add functions, it has two value 1 and 2, and then some level information, doesn't matter what is on click event, and this works automatically. What I mean, that's the, you get the clear idea. If you have a JavaScript libraries functions written down externally, just call the header where it is located, and call the functionalities that you written down into your JavaScript library, and put it here in the body section, call it, and do it your features what you wanted. And this is one of the very simple example how can you externally write down the JavaScript functions and call the function into your HTML page. This is very simple example. Let's have run the program. So you see that two buttons that's here written down here, two button here to hello world, on click button, two button on click event, and the hello world add functions 1 and 2, and then so on and so forth. It should come up the hello message that's you written down here, hello world, and then you need to get the add function. So you see the alert message hello world, it is working properly, and then you have it like add two numbers, and then this is, you see the number 3 that you are putting here. So let's over check it. We changed it the value number here. So let's say we have some number 4 and 2, and then in the parameter level, and you change it here hello world external external JS library, external JS library. So So you change the external JS library, the message itself, and some